the hell you bite me for? Now you don't get to look at the extras.
No!
Welcome to Weapon Lord.
Weapon Lord.
Also known as we never played Weapon Lord.
Do we know where we are?
Yes.
Did we?
Yeah, we didn't. Okay,
we didn't talk about it.
You'll see it in October.
I guess.
But we lost all of our freaking progress.
So we had to do the desert. Well,
I had to start the game over from scratch.
You had to do the desert again.
Because the saves got wiped.
Yeah.
And so I went through on easy to expedite the process. But later realized that I'd lost my save again.
Let me out of here.
So I had to... Hold on, I forgot to turn the volume down again. So I had to go through and do it again, this time on normal, and I made an embarrassing amount of progress in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, we were rewatching some stuff today, and we were like, why are you so bad at the game? No. I was like, bro, Let's Playing is hard.
Yeah, I know, but it's not this hard.
You're already doing better.
Yeah.
It's Mr. Mosquito all over again.
Yeah, I figured out the game after we stopped playing it.
Off-screen training arc.
Yeah, well, it was off-screen, so it doesn't matter.
What the fuck was that pitiful little... Oh, because it's on a slant.
Yeah, it's on a slant.
Oh, okay.
Dick face.
So, last note I have in the book is about the ass spike.
Shit. Okay. What is that, by the way?
I don't know. You just kept jumping or something and getting your ass spiked.
Well, I mean, we made it to this room, and I really didn't want to freaking do it then, so I don't remember it being too active. Whoa, did your freaking ear just cut out?
Yeah, it did. It cut out as you were asking me.
Okay.
I think it was trying to resync or something.
Okay. Shit. Like, do you remember anything from that last session? All I remember was there was that one episode we did where we made one joke the whole time, and it was cracking me up, but I was listening to it being like, wow, this is some freaking mid-tier shit. Ordinarily. I think we're at least like 5% better than mid-tier.
Let me check. Let's see. There's no notes in that last section. Like, absolutely none.
Yeah, well, there was a time where you put nothing but timestamps. That was confusing.
When did we... This is before I started doing dates, so I don't even know when we recorded that shit.
You know, actually, that might not be true. Because you started doing dates on... Like, I think the first date was Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 13.
Which I definitely want to get back to. Like, if I get bored here, we're switching to that.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's... I mean, not the Final Fantasy 13 thing, but I also caught up on that. Like, I've been spending a lot of time not doing any editing, and instead just catching up.
Yeah, because we lost the data for this, and then for Final Fantasy 13, it came off of Game Pass. And we were like, are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not buying it.
Yeah, except secondhand. So.
Well, I'd rather support a local video game store than the Microsoft store.
That guy in his garage, God bless.
My face itches. Yeah, that's probably the best kind of game store, is just some dude in his garage. It's like when somebody owns a small arcade, it's like, yeah, you know those games are gonna work.
Oh, like the one, yeah, there's one we still have to go to. Yeah, but the guy in his garage, he's a fucking G. I love that guy. He's super nice, too.
He's got connections to dudes in LA, and he's like, yeah, I can get this really rare stuff, I guess.
And he doesn't charge like a dick bag.
No, he charges a fair price. That guy freaking charged me like, what was it, like $35 for a mint condition Shadow the Hedgehog, and I wanted it so bad I was willing to pay for it.
Yeah, you basically told me whatever price is worth it when I went to go find it.
Money is no object for Shadow the Hedgehog.
But what?
Should I have done that as Shadow? Whatever, who cares?
when we got Final Fantasy and all that other shit, you only spent like 50 on like all the games.
I spent like 70, but I got God of War Ascension. I think I got another God of War. I got a shit ton of stuff.
You got a shit ton of stuff.
I was just like, that was $70 for like 12 games.
There were these guys that you went to. I'm gonna dox them. No, but it was at the old Frankenstein's location. They have since split up and gotten
it's
two
so
shittier
funny.
stalls.
It's so funny how much they hate each other.
It's fucking hilarious. But they both, like, overcharged up the fucking ass. And this was before the physical games market started getting
to
really
shit itself,
ridiculous. I vaguely remember this.
So the last thing Kratos said to this guy before he started begging as Kratos pushed him in this cage up this freaking hill was, "The gods require a sacrifice of all of us."
What a dick. I vaguely remember this. I think, but maybe...
Is that a sacrifice? What did Kratos give up? I got experience.
A friend. Oh, I remember this fucking section.
We didn't get this far.
I'm remembering hallways and shit like this. What am
Yeah.
I thinking of? Was it the room right before this?
Yeah, that was as far as we got. I said I caught up.
Huh.
Idiot. Moron. Piece of shit.
Excited.
Oh, here's the last weapon of the game.
Oh, really?
Yep. Check it out. Last one.
Cool.
I'm also not going to upgrade anything until I get those 9,000 orbs to max out the Blades of Chaos. Because the Blade of Artemis, or whatever, sucks.
Yeah. Hey, so those assholes that charge too much, how much were they charging you for the burned Dreamcast games that cost them nothing?
Those came free with any purchase.
Oh, well, they didn't work.
You can explore the depths of Lord Poseidon's domain. You can swim.
Cool. That should be cooler than it is, but it's not.
Well, I mean...
For this. Remake this. Give me a modern this.
No.
Yes.
I think this game is fascinating as is. I think it's weird. I think it's incredibly weird that it's so ahead of its time in the ways that it is, in that like it's fixed camera cinematic everything, and then every game was trying to be God of War for a long time.
I want...
Got it. Yes, got it.
It's like the trident stuck in your throat. I know they're not gonna do it because they apparently for Ragnarok they just shoved the last two games together because they were like fuck it. But I want a third cool where he's like, Daddy, who is your daddy? And then he brings him back here and is like, oh fuck.
Well, by the time we get to God of War 3, you'll understand why that would be very difficult.
I'm sure. There's a lot of stuff I'm missing. But it does feel good to be back. Like, it always feels like really narcissistic, but it's not the intention. Like, I've been listening to us again, and it's fun. I miss
would you not enjoy the content we make? Like, what sense does it make to not enjoy it?
It's like, it's shit I forgot that we said. And I'm like, oh man, we love each other.
Oh no, I'm not gonna be able to max out my magic meter because I forgot that one freaking feather.
Oh yeah, we were watching one episode today, and you were like, shit, I forgot that one. And I was like, oh.
And I did forget it.
Fire.
Like, I think about this kind of thing. Does freaking, and this is just an example I'm pulling out of nowhere. Is Alpharad proud of what he does, or is this just his job? It's that kind of thing. It's like he has fun, I'm sure, doing what he does, but he's also kind of a content farm. So it's like you can't have both.
Young Yi comes to mind.
Young, yeah.
Yeah.
Why him?
Because
it's a news channel.
Stretches the how are you? You can't be proud of that. Barely enjoys it. Fucking stretching shit out like my asshole.
Okay, well, I was talking more about just making shit tons of content and not exactly fully enjoying it as
Matt Pat
he should. Well, he doesn't make it all. That's the thing.
That must be easy to have a team to do it for you now.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the thing that freaking gets me is that like our little niece is like, this is a science show. It's by a science guy. He uses science, and it's like he doesn't write the scripts. That's why they're all shit. Because it's not one person doing all the research.
Yeah.
How do you think he runs like 3 or 4 or hosts 3 or 4 channels?
Yeah. She don't get it.
But like, there's a lot of people who give him too much credit, and like hosting one channel is freaking hard.
Yeah.
Really freaking hard. Like it takes a lot of time and determination that I don't have, which is why I'm doing it, I guess. But freaking food theory. Food theory.
Yeah.
What is food theory?
He just needs to cut his losses and go on to Netflix like Blippi.
No. He doesn't need to cut his losses because he'll have a viewer base forever.
Yeah, like, the way I think of it is, like, Minecraft and
Minecraft.
anything geared towards children, they're pretty much set because there's always going to be more children.
Yeah, and they're always going to be freaking...
Dumb.
Well, that's not what I was going to say. I was going to say weird.
I'm saying it.
Okay.
I don't know why those bricks pissed me off. I'm in a weird fucking mood.
Oh my god, that was the funniest freaking thing I've heard all day.
Yeah, you haven't heard much.
No, well,
Oh.
it was just hearing you just be like, God, those bricks.
Fucking bricks.
With their right angles and stuff.
It just looks weird.
Okay.
I was like, this looks like bad cheese.
This looks like David Cheeseman.
I love the...
Oh, shit!
Oh. I was gonna tell you to go back in the water, but... I was gonna say, I love how, like, the water level goes... It's a box.
Yeah.
When you're getting out of the water, you can see it's a box, and it's like, above the little
Oh, the
crack
little
part.
effect?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Do they basically just make a fog?
I would say that it's more like they just are like, yeah, this area is water, put the water physics. After they make the water physics.
Coding.
Like there's a really funny video I really like. I talked about how annoying it was that people were giving so much credit to Ubisoft back in the day. Why aren't games made like this anymore? Because you can shoot like the level of a fish tank in one part of a level and it'll like react. The water will drain out in real time.
You don't need those little details to impress anybody anymore.
Beyond that, that is not impressive in the slightest. That is like 2 clicks of boxes.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I like little details. But, I want the game to be fun before anything. And I feel like there's been a huge lack of that in the last 5 years.
I played Ghostwire Tokyo recently for hours and hated it.
It just... everything feels the same.
Because they're all the same. All those open world games are the same. Assassin's Creed came out in 2007 and it's been releasing every freaking year multiple times since.
Yeah.
Like the Ghostwire Tokyo is just like the only reason you'd be interested in it is if you're interested in yokai or Japanese spiritualism.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's just like a boring shooter with nothing freaking to it.
When you described it to me, I said it sounds like a collectathon, and I don't like those.
I like collectathons. It's just that when you're making a collectathon, what you're collecting has to mean something.
Mm.
Like I like for a little while, I don't know if it's still the case, but collectathon was like, oh, that game's a collectathon. It's like, well, what's bad about that? Like a bad collectathon would be ukulele because it's like the world is freaking empty aside from what the collection is.
Mm-hmm.
But a game like Banjo-Kazooie has lots of challenge to it. A game like Spyro has lots of challenge to it. That's cool.
Spyro's got a lot. That is fucking cool.
A Nyad, child of Poseidon, many have drowned, longing for her embrace.
That bitch is cool.
Oh, whoops! I'm trying to go down. Down looks like the way to go. Let's see. If I can go up.
That's a very neat effect.
Okay,
Aww.
so that's all that is. That's all it's for. All right, cool. I'm not mad about it. They just throw that in there to have it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
This is really cool.
this is all right. There's no combat underwater, but they're showing me cool stuff.
No, I like cool stuff. Those titties.
They are not.
Oh!
Hey, look, another Nyad.
Is she your guide, or?
Is she just here for funsies, or pleasing Nyads has been known to yield magical gifts.
How do I please them? Put your wiener in it.
Oh!
Oh! Oh, you better go kiss that other one. Cool.
Oh, what? That's a chest?
Oh, that's neat.
I'm kissing your daughters, Poseidon. That's really freaking weird, considering the determination that Kratos has on this quest.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, and all he's just doing is kissing them too.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
I guess I get a kiss out of that.
Your prize is dick cheese.
I smear it on my lips.
Oh, like lip gloss.
What? It makes them glossy.
Give Daddy a kiss.
Daddy Kratos.
Why do we do that all the time?
I don't know.
It's 'cause of Zach.
Oh, like, Scorn. So, like, how games feel samey all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Scorn did not feel like anything
No,
that I ever played.
Scorn was very unique.
And I said, oh boy, and I enjoyed it.
Okay, I just wanted to see if there's anything else.
I enjoyed my time with it, but the combat was bullshit, and I said, I'm done here.
It's an incredibly freaking difficult game. That looks like a room I can't leave.
Apparently, around where I was is around where people fell off, so I was like, I don't feel bad. And I did figure out the puzzles. I think only one of them I had to look up for help.
The thing that's fascinating about those puzzles is that, like, when you make a puzzle in a video game, or a puzzle game as a whole, you gotta consider that the player is going to have to figure out what to do, like that they won't know what to do at every turn, so you gotta more or less make the solutions obvious. There's a puzzle in Signalis, which is a 2D horror game that came out somewhat recently, and, oh, hold on, this is the only real use for the Blade of Artemis that I found. What was he talking about?
Signalis.
Yes, Signalis. And the solution's just sitting on the wall in the room outside of the puzzle itself.
Oh, like Resident Evil puzzles?
No, it's more blatant than that.
Oh.
Well, actually, no, it is exactly that blatant. But it's a bit of a blemish on what otherwise is a very fascinating game with really cool puzzles. And I guess I get it, there wasn't time to make the puzzles, like, intuitive and hide the solutions in a way that was readable, but missable. But at the same time, then the puzzle just becomes tedious, and it's like, well, now I just gotta go and flip the switches in the right order, walking between the frickin' things in the room.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's just not interesting, and that sucks.
Yeah.
Scorn didn't have that frickin' problem. Scorn had a separate problem all its own, which
Fuck the combat.
I would wager to say isn't a problem. I'm talking puzzles.
Oh.
And that is that, what the fricking hell does this machine do?
That's what I love that about it, because a lot of times it's like, okay, here's the puzzle. It's an isolated thing that is separate from the world. So when
Oh, they all grabbed me one by one.
Wow. So like in Fallout, when you do the hacking game, time stops, and you can just cheese it. And it's like, oh look, you're hacking, but the puzzle itself isn't anything. You know what I mean? It's like a word puzzle. It's like if they told me to stop and do a fucking crossword, like, oh, okay. The lockpicking's fine, but it's also really annoying.
No, I hate that fricking lockpicking minigame.
No, but like in universe. No, I'm not done.
Okay, go ahead.
So Scorn is like, okay, but what if the puzzles was the world? Like, every machine you come across, you're supposed to figure out how to use it. And it's clearly a puzzle, but it feels super organic. And
yeah.
I really, really like that.
That's true.
Like, I'll drop a ball, and I'm like, but where did it go? And then I follow the tunnel downstairs, and it's like, oh, because these rooms connect. And it's the reason I didn't like watching, like, I hate watching Breath of the Wild, like, as a game. I don't know how to explain it. It's not interesting gameplay, because it's like, you go to these dungeons, and somebody built this weird fucking, like, ball puzzle.
Oh, this is a problem that a lot of people have had with Zelda puzzles, and that it's that, like, you walk into a room and it's a puzzle. These aren't machines that function for in-universe purpose.
Yes.
This is a puzzle to be solved, and the argument can be made that
That's fucking dope.
That's not a bad thing. This is really cool. I don't think I'm gonna make it.
That's scaring me. Oh shit!
Yeah, okay, I have to zap through that room.
That was cool. Sorry, go on.
The argument can be made that that's not a bad thing. I think that there's like it's fine. Shit, did I get the Muse key? I gotta go back and check if I got the Muse key. I don't want to get like a mile away from here and then discover I still frickin' need it. But when you do put that, take that consideration for in-universe like solutions and puzzles and stuff, it's extra work. Oh, frickin' ass.
Got
Okay.
it. Alright.
It's extra work, sure, but it's more interesting and it lends more life to the world, and that leaves more quest opportunities open
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And that's something that a lot of people don't consider, is that there's a limit to the amount of, like, believability that a world needs. Like, Kratos doesn't need to stop and piss every now and again. I don't need that shit.
Yeah.
All that matters is Kratos' freaking goal. And that's why, if you're gonna make a complex game, it's gonna be hard to make it good.
Well, I think about, like, the Mario universe and how, like, the world itself is a bunch of platforms and puzzles, and it's like, yeah, okay, fine. I'm okay with this. Same thing for, like, Sonic and stuff. Like, the world is the tracks he's on. But with Zelda, like, Breath of the Wild specifically,
Yeah.
it's so... It feels so, like, it feels like two different fucking games. Because in those dungeons, you're there to do, like, one specific thing, and then you get your reward. And then you go back outside, and it's time to actually... Well, I mean, there's not much reason to, but it's time to explore. It's time to, you know, do combat and stuff. But then the whole game, as far as, you know, shit that really matters, are these dungeons. And it's like, why the fuck would I do these? These are boring.
I think they did a decent job of integrating the exploration and puzzle stuff into into Breath. I think they did a good job of melding those two together. Because that was always going to be a tall order. I've never found anybody who either wants to say anything meaningful about the Ocarina of Time sequelitis, or disagrees with it. I don't know. Like, nobody ever wants to talk about it, or they hate it. It's one or the other. I think that freaking sequelitis, I think that video is amazing. It completely sums up every problem I had with Ocarina, and the pettiest shit is what I've heard in response. I've never heard anybody be like, yeah, that was really freaking dumb. That doesn't make any sense. So
It's been a long time since I watched it, so I can't really comment on it.
I'll say I like it. I liked it back then. I still like it now.
Mm-hmm.
But with Breath of the Wild specifically, they did an excellent job of addressing a lot of problems that are brought up specifically in that video. And not because of it. I don't think it's because of it. But to see the game start to take form as basically the whole world's an entire dungeon, basically, not literally, it made the game really interesting for me. And to see what they did with Tears makes it more interesting. I don't own it. I'm gonna borrow it, but it's cool.
Tears is...
See the freaking saw blades?
Yeah, they're like,
oh,
man. Tears, like... I don't know how to explain it. Tears feels more... The flow feels better between the dungeons and the exploration. Like, it just... It seems like it meshes together better. Whereas the dungeons, I see those as a separate thing in Breath. Like, I don't think of the dungeons when I think of that game.
They really expanded on the exploration and traversal options in Breath of the Wild. And that's why I think that, like, both expediting your ability to climb... Okay, there we go. Both expediting your ability to climb... Is that right? That sounds wrong. Whatever. Improving on your climbing ability, while also improving on the exploration and stuff, or the puzzles and stuff. Like, so there's like just a lot of puzzles with the building and stuff.
Yeah.
You're left to just engage with these systems, and they're a lot more interesting this time around than they were before.
Well,
like,
yeah, because it's not a set of pulleys that are like just waiting for you to fuck with them and figure out the answer.
Yeah, you make them. You
Yeah.
make your solutions, and I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I think that was something that they really wanted to do more in Breath. You can kind of see it, that they were like, we want players to make their own solutions, but oftentimes the best solution was to just jump over a wall.
Yeah, well, because they did integrate some of the puzzle mechanics out in the world where it was like, oh, if you move this slab out of the way, you can use it as like a bridge across this or whatever if your stamina's bad, and it's like, oh, okay. But it really didn't go any farther than that. Tears is like, hey, fucking have fun, bitch. Like,
I can't say if the game's any better or worse. I can say I don't really like Breath after playing it for like a couple hundred hours. And that's not what kills games for me. What kills games for me is discovering that, like, this is a shallower experience than I thought it was. And Breath is kind of a shallow experience because, like, while the exploration can be fun, the amount of dead air between meaningful or even just any landmarks kind of kills it for me.
Mm-hmm.
And aside from that, everything we've talked about is what makes it less interesting. By the way, did we go over?
We went way over. Next time on Mini Mash,
I'll
we're
try to
gonna
get my
the
Zeldas
fuck out of